Military technology has been one of the most rapidly advancing fields of science in history. Engineers and scientists from various walks of life have been brought on by the American government to lend their minds and their talents, all for the sake of keeping their country at the top. As regular civilians, we typically think of advanced technology as something like the nuclear bomb, supersonic stealth fighters, self-guided missiles, or drones. However, this doesn't even scratch the surface of what has been made possible. Engineers and scientists have gone far past this level. Now they have delved into the realm of what we would consider science fiction. But, as Arthur C. Clarke said, science fiction turns to science fact. This is the new age of discovery for our military. Here are 5 of the most amazing military inventions. Let's face it. It usually seems like most every bit of new weaponry is just a new and improved way to take a life. However, contrary to this image, many governments actually want the opposite and research non-lethal technology very often. Such is the case with the phaser laser rifle. Phaser stands for Personal Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle and is a prototype non-lethal laser dazzler developed by the Air Force Research Laboratory in the U.S. Department of Defense. The purpose of the phaser gun is to temporarily disorient and blind a target by using a short burst of very intense and concentrated light. The Department of Defense had a twofold objective when developing this gun: domestic riot control and foreign non-lethal neutralization. If recent months have taught us anything, it's that with the constant political and social tensions rising, violence could break out at any moment, especially around government buildings. In addition to this, soldiers deployed on foreign soil are often required to deal with the same types of riots at places such as U.S. embassies, military bases, or during transports. In these regions, our diplomatic relations are generally waning as it is, and even a single death could throw the region into chaos. The phaser rifle is not the first non-lethal laser weapon to have been tested. A few have come before it, but were banned. In 1995, the United Nations passed a protocol on blinding laser weapons, which the United States agreed to and followed. However, the phaser rifle is not prohibited under this regulation, as the gun's blinding effects are intended to be temporary. As a side note, this gun was inspired by Star Trek phasers, which are known for having a non-lethal setting. You'll always know what's coming when you hear someone say, "set phasers to stun." Firearms have pretty much been the same since they were invented. You have a small explosion that launches a projectile towards a target at an incredible speed, causing damage with the intent of killing or incapacitating it. Bullets can travel at an amazing 3,000 feet per second, blowing through anyone in its way. But what happens if you take this same principle and put it on a much larger scale? Scientists have done just that and developed a weapon called the Railgun. With this weapon, not only did military engineers increase the scale of this principle, they eliminated the need for explosives. Railguns utilize electromagnetic force to launch the projectiles at incredibly high velocity. Now, when we say high velocity, we are talking about speeds of Mach 8, which is over 6,000 miles per hour. The destructive power is not based on any explosion, but the sheer speed at which the projectile strikes its intended target. To add even more damage, these projectiles can be much larger than normal bullets. The United States Navy is currently testing the firing of projectiles that weigh over 40 pounds. This allows the railgun to hit targets between 50 and 100 miles away. The applications for these railguns are far-reaching now that explosive charges are no longer needed. On a smaller scale, railguns would be used as anti-aircraft and anti-tank guns. However, larger projectiles could end up replacing missiles as well, as the weapons would be perfectly capable of doing everything from sinking ships to leveling entire buildings. The limits of this technology are mind-boggling. One area that has been the most researched is how to replace soldiers on the field while still maintaining authority. The first thing that people usually think of is creating some sort of military AI. Anyone that's seen the Terminator movies knows how terrible of an idea that is. But engineers took the same technology that is used with drones and bomb-detecting robots to create the Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. Essentially, this machine is a mini remote-controlled tank with the same technology as a drone. This Mars robot can be retrofitted with various types of technology, such as thermal imaging cameras, a 400-round M240B machine gun, and even a grenade launcher. This gives it the firepower to hold a good defensive position in a firefight, and even hunt and kill targets regardless of what time of day it is. Plus, because of its compact size, it presents less of a target while still posing the same threat as a human soldier. Testing for these machines has been going on for years, with engineers fine-tuning various aspects. As of now, the most widely agreed upon design is equipped with tracks like a tank, giving it traction through all sorts of terrain. Also, it can hit speeds of 7 miles per hour. While this might not seem like much, it is about the speed a regular person can run, so that it can keep up with any troops it is accompanying on a mission. While the official deployment of these robots is still a ways off, testing continues. The more time that passes, the more advanced these machines will end up being. One of the deadliest soldiers on the field is the sniper. With the ability to move without being seen, as well as terminate a target from a long distance away, these soldiers have been used to carry out important missions for decades. But to make their job a little bit easier, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA for short, has developed a new bullet that will greatly reduce a sniper's need for precision, a guided smart bullet. Before, snipers have needed to use pinpoint precision when aiming for a target, accounting for things such as wind and distance. However, with smart bullet technology, the bullet will actually be able to guide itself to the target. Although the exact specifications of this technology have not been released yet, the way it works is much like a laser-guided missile. A target can be illuminated with a laser, and once the bullet leaves the barrel of the rifle, it will make up to 30 small adjustments per second while on its path. Also, it would be capable of hitting targets over a mile away. In 2016, Russia revealed that it was developing a similar type of smart bullet with the ability to hit a target over 6 miles away. 2 years later, though, they announced that the project had been put on hold to focus on other special projects. Several agencies have been working to develop similar bullets that could one day be used by infantry as well. For now, though, the focus has and will remain on sniper rounds. Laser guns have always been the go-to thought when thinking of futuristic or space-age weaponry. Surprisingly, though, the concept has already been explored and applied. The United States Navy developed a weapon called XN-1 Laws Weapon System. This laser weapon uses infrared beams from solid-state laser arrays, which can do anything from disabling systems on vehicles to destroying them entirely. The Laws is attractive for a number of different reasons. First of these is because the laser intensity can be changed depending on the situation. Low-intensity settings can be used to incapacitate people in a non-lethal way. But high-intensity settings, which generally reach 30,000 watts, can be used to fry sensors, burn out motors, detonate explosives, and even take down helicopters in some circumstances. Here's a clip of the Laws system being tested. So far, the device has been tested, and the technology was found to be incredibly effective. In 2014, the Laws was installed on the USS Ponce for field testing. Later that year, the United States Navy reported that the laser system worked perfectly against low-end asymmetric threats and that the commander of the Ponce is authorized to use the system as a defense weapon. The technology that is constantly being developed and upgraded is beyond understanding for many of us. Weapons that we only thought we would see in movies are actually being applied on the battlefield. But as the world continues to teeter on the edge of war and peace, let's hope that none of these weapons will need to be used. To learn more about military technology, be sure to click the link on screen now. As always, thanks for watching and tune in next time.